And we're back with some more Space Haven. And right now, we have a bunch of people we need to go rescue. Well, maybe not right now, but they're all strapped to walls in here. So they're safe. We can leave them there. We can go grab them in a bit. Off screen there, strip mined out this pirate ship, or cult of whatever. And then we also stripped out the ship belonging to the people who were currently tied to the walls over there. There was no way to actually claim these ships and use them. They just turned derelict. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now we have stripped all of this out, grabbed the resources, and now we're going to use that to expand the ship. Problem is, we can't expand the ship while we're in system. No, you can only expand the ship every time you do a jump. So what we have to do now is charge up the engines, do a jump, land right back on this tile, and then we can expand the ship. So we just, yeah, there's actually a way I can turn off some of those missions. I need to remember how to do that. Yeah, these faction missions up here, there's some way to mess with these. I don't think I ever wanted to do a deliver cargo mission. Scout star sectors, like, they don't really give us enough, like, it's not worth it at this point. But build stations and make a new outpost, I would be interested in those. Cheers for that tip. That is actually super handy. Now we don't have to worry about that popping up all the time. And I go back in here, and yeah, I was kind of afraid of this. What happens is when you jump back into a sector, things get randomized and all the ships get moved around. Now, that's the one we're looking for. But first, move this down here. We want to go with a 2x2 design. Then we will apply that, and now we have our new ship. Really wish that ship was over here some... never mind. It's grand. Beautiful. Now we get to expand. First thing is we need to sort out these farms and make them consistently part of our room design. Oh, and we need our 4-tile wide corridor. We have expanded this area out, so we're going to have a 4-tile wide corridor here, and then a normal 7x7 grid room over here. I've also turned off a bunch of the grow beds, which reminds me, you stop. And make sure no one's allowed to eat from any of our containers. No, yeah, you got to be careful about these things. When you turn off the food, if there's any containers with permission allowed, they will prefer to eat raw nuts out of a container than eat the algae stuff. They really do not like that. That should keep us tided over for a bit. How's our food looking? Actually, we're a little bit low on some foods. Those fruit, we've only 13 fruit. I need to maybe up the fruit content a bit. Actually, I need to redo the entire food thingy pyramid. Well, you know what? We'll sort it in a minute once we get these moved around. And there we go. 7x7 tile room, 4-tile wide corridor in the middle as promised. Now, yeah, whatever, keep doing your research. What we want to do now is figure out what we're going to plant and why. And I've done a bunch of testing in the background, and okay, food is even weirder than I thought. Give me a minute. So what I did was I made a test branch, and then all I was doing on this sort of test save was figuring out how food worked. What was the mechanics behind it? What happened? First thing I wanted to figure out was, well, how much stored food does someone consume? As in, there's this food value here of 97. It's when you're, say, building a meal. What happens is you have this total food value over here. The minimum amount you can have is 75 before it will be classified as a meal. And then what you've got is the food goes into the stomach here. This stomach is currently empty because they haven't eaten anything in a while. Actually, they got some vitamins in there. And then this food is stored in here, and then that food is consumed by the body. So I wanted to figure out how much stored food quantity or calorie value, whatever you want to call it, was consumed in 24 hours. So all I did was I got Tash here and basically put them on work for the next 24 hours and fast forwarded time to see what happened. 24 hours later on day 246, do you want to guess how many food calories they consumed? My estimate was going to be somewhere between 100 to 150. Turns out it's 44. Every 24 hours they consume 44 food calories. They still consume 5 protein, 10 carbs, I think, and 5 fat, and 10 vitamins, or something along those lines. But basically, what the hell? 44 food calories? The minimum size meal you can make is 75 food value. I'm just going to call the food value calories for simplicity in my brain. Which means, even if you make a meal 75 calories, it's going to provide them more food than they need for the next 24 hours. And then they're... Okay, so basically I realized food value does not matter whatsoever. All that really matters is protein, fat, carbs, and vitamins. They need to have 5 protein, 5 fat, 10 carbs, and 10 vitamins every day. So I tried messing around with a few things. Now, I'm not going to make this an exhaustive tutorial. I'll save that for an actual tutorial. But a general gist here is, you want to get more than 5 protein, 5 fat. You need to have at least a 6 in here. Reason being is, say, if we do that, that's a 5. However, is it really a 5? This game rounds up, so if this was actually 4.51 meat or protein, then it would just round up to 5. So even if you have a 5, you could have 4.5 or you could have 5.5. You don't actually know if you're in the 5 range or not. So you're best off going up to 6. If you're in 6 or higher, what that means is even if you're at 6, you've got 5.5, which is what you need. You need at least 5 protein, otherwise they start going into protein deficiency over time. Same with fats, they need to be in the 5s. But what we did here is we basically give them the bare amount of fats, the bare amount of vitamins, 11 vitamins, and the bare amount of carbs. What we're trying to do here is just, and then we filled in the rest with nuts. Nuts are the most cost efficient in terms of production. Don't worry about it too much. But basically, their food value is quite high, and they give actually a good balance of all this other stuff. So just crop-wise, this results in it only costing 30% of an entire crate of food, if you like to consider it that way. And then I tried this meal plan. One thing I was looking out for here was, though, how long does this food last in the stomach? You see, there's actually a digestion rate on food. So testing this on Tash, poor Tash here went through a lot of feast and famine, let's just say. It was a little under 9 hours. A little under 9 hours, she basically digested all this meal out of her stomach. And once it was gone out of her stomach, she started going into, the starving negatives. You can see there they've got the feeling a little hungry, and then it gets worse. It goes to -15, then -20. Might be actually even worse than that they can go to. I'm sure if you get hungry enough. Anyway, then I checked this other option. The plan with this one was to maximize carb intake. The general knowledge is that if you do carbs, what will happen is your food digests slower, which means it'll last longer in the stomach. This ended up with about the same amount of food value, and we just balanced it out a bit more. There's fruits, veggies, there's actually all 4 food types are included in this one. We actually end up with a little bit more protein, fat, and vitamins, but when you start trying to mess around with this, things can be slightly improved. Like we could just chuck that down a bit and that down a bit, and then up this for having more carbs. But what I wanted is I wanted these numbers around certain values for reasons that will become apparent as we go along. So what I eventually settled on was this here: 15% fruit, 6% root veg, 5% artificial meat, 6% nuts. And what we have is just a little bit of an oversupply of protein and fat, a decent oversupply of vitamins, and then lots of carbs. And then all we did is we gave this to Tash just to see how long she'd last. The nut-heavy variant lasted a little under 9 hours. This lasted in the stomach about 11 hours, a little over 11 hours. So it took a lot longer to digest, which was great. That means it's longer before they start getting into starvation territory and longer until they start getting negatives. And there's actually a really good balance here. It's only 2% more food chunk, as in, if you think of all the foods as just a single cube, it actually makes it just a lot easier in your head. This is just a little bit more expensive than the previous version, but since it lasts those few extra hours longer, I was willing to make that sacrifice. Also, it included spuds, and we wanted spuds. In fact, I would have got rid of more of the fruits, but you need 10 vitamins. The vitamin trying to get enough vitamins is really hard in this game. No, enough. I need to stop. Need to move along, quickly. Other stuff to be done. Okay. So, I had found my preferred meal type. Then what we did is we got Tash here, we stuck her on a regular schedule, and here's where the problems start kicking in. And on a normal schedule, let's actually just demonstrate it now. This here is a regular schedule pattern that it seems to come as default. So it's 2 downtime slots, then 5 sleep slots, then 1 more downtime slot. So if we apply that right now to Tash, she'll pop over immediately and grab a meal. And then what we can do is we can watch here. She has 0 food in her stomach, 96 food stored. And then she sits down and starts chowing away. Boom. Stomach is topped up. Her stomach starts digesting this stuff, and it's going to be transferred into her stomach. And as you can see, she's now at stored 100%. Now, all the excess food that's digested is lost. Yeah, that's just how this goes. Anyway, Tash is then going to go grab a nap, and she's going to sleep for the next 5 hours. Tash has woken up, and the first thing she's going to do, go over and grab another meal. There is another mechanic in this. If you have someone go into downtime, what they will do is they will check their stomach contents. If their stomach contents is at 40 or lower, they will immediately go and grab a meal. Additionally, if someone is sleeping and then goes immediately from sleeping into downtime, what they will do is they'll check their stomach contents, and if it's under 60, if it's 60 or under, they will go and get a meal. So going from sleep straight to downtime will nearly always trigger someone to eat a meal unless their stomach contents are above 60, which is really hard to do unless they ate just before they went to bed. Even then, Tash ate before she went to bed. This means that if we use this meal plan and we use this schedule, she will eat twice a day, meaning we're consuming twice as much food as we need to, because bear in mind, there is enough food, value, carbs, fats, vitamins, everything in a single meal to sustain her for the entire day. So, changes need to be made. Behold, the new attempted schedule. Basically, 5 sleep slots and then 3 downtime slots. The whole point behind this is they eat once a day. That is it. However, there will be downsides to this. Initially, we did this schedule at the top here, Schedule 1 and Schedule 2, and we have this overlapping section where both groups can socialize. Schedule 1, Schedule 2 can socialize, and that was going to be the same for 3 and 4 as we added on more crew. However, there's no room for socialization anymore between the shifts. Each shift is going to be their own crew. However, I'm not really seeing that as much of a problem. From what I can see, it doesn't really change anything, so until I find a negative for keeping them completely separate, I'm just going to let it be. So, what this means is Tash here is going to go immediately to bed. Do not pass go, do not play any games, just go to sleep. On wake up, Tash grabs one of our patented 15656 meals. And then they go down and sit down and eat it. Well, stand up and eat it. We don't really stand on ceremony around here. Anyway, once she is finished consuming it, stomach goes up to 76. She gets the amount of protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, all that stuff, and it starts being processed. Then she'll wander off and either play some games, do the arcade machine, or whatever. Get some entertainment in, basically. Fast forwarding 11 hours, the first negative moodlet has kicked in, -5 for feeling a little hungry. They just dropped to about 11 or 12 food in their stomach. This is where we start getting into negatives from, well, this particular playstyle we're going for. Fast forwarding on a bit more, and Tash is now safely stowed in bed. They are still feeling a little hungry, because they haven't eaten, well, since they got up in the morning. They literally have breakfast. That is their current life, is breakfast, and that's it. Tash is just about to wake up. Before they grab their meal, let's check their overall mood. -15, feeling somewhat hungry. Well, I can imagine you are. You have still got a good amount of food in your stomach, but I'm going to shout out on some food. Boom, they've got 76. Basically, the food in their stomach is now at 76 stored. Uses the bathroom, off they go. Now let's fast forward another day. Oh, it's actually 13. Once their food hits 13, they'll get a -5 for feeling a little hungry. That's happening at 8 o'clock. Let's just fast forward till sleep time. Okay, this time round it's a little worse. They're feeling -20, very hungry. Oh, -25, starving just as they hit bedtime. Now let's see if this continues. Basically, we want to hit a stable region where they can just have one meal a day and be done. If we can cut them down to one meal a day and still keep them stable, that's a huge bonus. Or we might even top up the food and make the food a little bit more productive just to keep them going a bit longer. First thing in the morning, and yeah, they got 77 stored food. Carbs are good. And off you go again. Main downside I'm seeing so far is by 1500 hours, yeah, they're feeling very hungry. A -20 to mood. This is not great, but I'm not actually sure what mood level they plummet out at. And they're just about to go to bed about 3 hours after that hits, so I think we can actually live with that. Worst case scenario, we can always at any point just hit override, tell them to do or override their schedule into downtime, and they can just go grab a meal. Anyway, one last run just to make doubly, triply, quadruply sure. First thing in the morning, Tash grabs a meal. She's at 76. She consumes it down, and then boom, it all starts flying up again. Yeah, I'm going to call this stable, and if we can switch everyone over to a one meal plan, I'm thinking that's going to cut down on food costs, like, just insanely. I have been wasting food. Everyone's been eating 2 meals a day pretty much. We can half that and feed them even less of everything. We can really make this stretch out. I'll take this info back to the main save. So the first question is, did you build the rooms wrong? Yes, I built them 8 tiles wide instead of 7. So I've moved them all over. So at least we caught it in time. That's a good thing. This could have gone a lot worse. Second up, we have now changed all the settings on these, both of them, even the prison one. In fact, we are going to unstop you. I'm pretty sure people are starting to get into vitamin deficiency territory. Now we have to figure out exactly how many of these we plant. And okay, here on screen is what I did. Basically, it's 15% fruit, 6% veg, then there's 5% meat and 6% nuts. But nuts and meat grow slower. This really messes things up for you because by the time your first crop of fruit and veg is done, your meat and nuts are only going to be at 66%. So basically, I just added on 50% onto them. Since they take a third longer and they're only at 2/3 of the way done, basically up them from 5% to 7.5 and nuts from 6 to 9%. And then just working with those numbers, I kind of just fiddled around. So say 5 fruit into 15%, that means each fruit bed is worth 3%. And then I was like, well, if each fruit bed is worth 3%, then 2 veg beds are worth 3% apiece. That means 2 veggies give 6%, and boom, it kind of worked out. Worked out for the meat, or the veg and the nuts, but the meat didn't work out because, well, you'd actually have to put down 3 meat beds. So it could work, but you'd be producing slightly more meat than you need. So we just doubled a lot. By doubling the numbers, we've got 10 fruit beds, 4 veg beds, 5 meat beds, and 6 nut beds, and that's it. That means the whole thing works out and should produce exactly what we need. Now, there will be uptime and downtime, and people won't get around to doing all the plants at the right time, and there will be delays and, all sorts of things and fires and floods and all sorts of things that can happen. But in general, this should kind of work out correctly. Please note that this does mean we actually have one spare bed we're not using. We only need 5 meat. So maybe we'll use that to fill in some blanks somewhere, or maybe grow some fiber. Actually, yeah, we could grow some fiber there. Do we need it? Actually, we don't need fiber, but yeah, let's grow a bit. Why not? No point wasting those beds while they're there. Then everyone's going to start filling those in, and that should hopefully be food sort. No, scheduling. We got to change everyone's scheduling. There we go. Perfect. That means everyone is now on the new starvation diet schedule. Okay, it's not starvation. They're all going to get all of their calories and stuff. It just means they're eating 1 meal a day. That meal just happens again. Okay, I still don't get why they only consume like 46 prepared meal or 46 calories per day. That makes no sense. Does that mean we want to be cramming meals into them that have very low protein and fat values because they're eating 2 meals a day? I mean, no matter what way I splice this, I can't figure out what the developer's intent was here. I feel like there was a different intent when they started and it's mutated since or something, and I can't make sense of it. Because having the minimum meal size be 75, yet the pawn consumes only like 45, 48, whatever it was, only like 50 or less, it just makes no sense. You're kind of forced to eat 2 meals a day all the time. So they're always going to be hungry unless you spend lots more food on them, but spending all of that extra food gives you no benefit. Okay, they get a little bit of a bonus for eating. Yeah, you know what? I'm overthinking it. We're just going to do it as it is. We're not going to worry about how it should be. We're going to worry about it as it is right now. All right, I get all of those planted anyway. You can actually click on this here and click this, and it'll show you all the available jobs. So those little symbols there, that's jobs that our planters need to be doing right the hell now. Get those crops growing, boys. And while they're doing that, we need to start doing some changes down here as well. We need to put in, well, new quarters for our potential... Oh, damn it. I keep thinking nothing's over there. For our new recruits that we're going to be getting in. Oh, is that... I can kind of see the bugs walk by occasionally. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll be over to kill them in a minute. We just got to finish off a little few things here first. I was about to expand out the engines, and I was just thinking, well, normally what we do is, the plan was, we could put that engine right there. Right, and then a 5th one over there. Problem is, that's going to be just out of range of this power grid. I mean, you need to leave the power grid just over here to sort of nab those two. So what if, instead of putting the engine over there, we put the engines over here? What we can do is we can put an engine there, and then put a 2nd engine in here. We just have to get rid of these walls, and we can put in the 5 engines there. They'll all be in range of the power node, and we won't have to move the power node or anything like that. I mean, okay, it's going to be a little bit lopsided. It's weird. It's like I can hear screams in my head from people going, no, don't. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. That wasn't... Not going to do that. I'm pretty sure I'd get shot if I tried to do that. No, we're going to keep it symmetrical. What kind of monster do you take me for? I wouldn't do that. I mean, it would probably be a more efficient way to do things, and I am a little bit tempted, but... No. We can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. We'll have to pay the extra price for the power node over there so that we can put in the engines. It's grand. One slightly dodgy thing we have to do is we have to upgrade our system core. Currently, the system core can only support 12 points, I believe. Or wait, is it 24? Sorry, 24 points. Our new system core will be able to support 48. This is sort of tied to the size of the grid we gave ourselves. So by giving ourselves a grid of 4, we can stick down 1 extra system core and give ourselves 48 system points. We'll be able to build a whole 2nd ship, very similar to this one later on. This is just going to be sort of the prototype, so you have to be dismantled, which will knock offline a whole bunch of stuff. Yep, that's going to cause problems, but we immediately stick this in. I think I'm going to chuck this in here, right there. I want to make sure that's well inside the power grid. I'm not sure if that's actually even required to be inside the power grid, but we're going to try anyway. Done. Oh, yeah. Now everything is on the new system. We have a whole bunch more points to spend, and we're going to be spending a lot of those on pod hangers for fighters. So what we want to do is sort of optimize for fighters, which means we've probably got a little bit too much stuff already, but nope, it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure this out. Now what I want to do is try to split things up a bit. Reason being is if we look on here, some of these areas are a bit work unfriendly. Like that is some redness we want to cut down on. But I figure we move one of the buildings out of here and stick it in here as instead. This energy refinery is probably used less, so I think the energy refinery, if we rip that out, Moving it back here probably won't that be that big of a deal. Yeah, we'll chuck you there. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's got a 0.5. I don't want to waste the resources. That seems pointless. We'll just add in an extra energy rod. Yeah, we'll produce an extra energy rod. That'll eat off the 0.5. That way when we move this, we won't lose any resources. No point being wasteful. There we go. Much better. Now we can start moving some of these composters out of here. I've disabled a few of them already, but we should be able to chuck a bunch of them in here. Yeah, we've got... Like, I basically want to get them out of the hallways, and I want to limit the hallways for basically science and stuff like that. I want to make sure that everything in the hallways will not affect work progress, except for maybe some oxygen machines. Right, before we go across to the ship to liberate those prisoners over there, I was seeing a little bit of a problem. The energy levels were not fully recovering during the night. So what I've done is I've done a slight minor adjustment to the schedule. They now have 6 sleep slots and 2 free time slots. I figure that should balance it out. They'll still get all their food needs in, and they should... Yeah, they should recover all their energy. And I think we have some implants to help even that stuff out. And now that once everyone's finished their morning eating and absolutions and such like, we'll get them on their way. Yeah, Beer God's actually got a carb craving. Weird. They must have eaten through all their carbs somehow. You know what? No, we're not going to actually put you on another eating just yet. We'll just send you over there. We're going to clear out that alien ship. Right now as well, we have made some changes to a few things. Namely, weapon inventories. Now, all of the teams come with combat stims, nano wound dressing, and a stun pistol in reserve, just in case we ever want to stun additional crew members. And if we injure them, we can stab them with the nano wound dressing to fix them right up so they won't bleed out. Well, once they surrender. And we did this all through the loadout section. So the 4 assault teams all get this as a loadout, and then everyone else gets stun pistol as a secondary, armored vest, combat stims, and nano wound dressing, meaning everyone is set to go. Also, we have this new recruit, Cassie. Yeah, they'll get a new name once they've been blooded. In fact, recruit number 4. You can sit there and do your thing. Everyone else, get on the ship. It's time to go. And we have made this whole extra section. Guys, what are you doing in there? We've made this whole extra section over here for these guys. Oh, damn it, I keep going to go over that direction. For these guys over here, I've been advised it's a bad idea to rescue these guys. It will be bad for our ship, and disaster will follow. I am so curious to see what that means. Basically, they're terrible. Actually, you know what? I'll worry about it in a minute. You guys, draft up and let's go. I figure we'll break in over here. Hopefully they've got some bodies over there we can recycle as well. All right, everybody out. Oop, I can see that bug back there. We're just going to keep trekking this direction. Everyone look back there. And that's one dead bug. Oh, on your right, on your right. Got him. And we've got a body to work with. Human corpse. I need to get my hands on some android corpses. It's just, we need it for some research. Oh. Run, 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 run. Oh, I saw you coming. You tried your charge, and it failed. Guys, get maybe a little bit closer. Shoot him. There's no point going out over empty space. Nope, nope, nope. Everyone get to about... Actually, here is fine. Just stop. Oop, 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 oop. Open the door. Open that door. Now, here's my question. Do the eggs keep spawning stuff infinitely? Like, if the eggs keep spawning stuff infinitely, couldn't we just sit here and farm their corpses? And then recycle them for resources? Like, is that a renewable resource then? Yeah, you open that door. I don't think they're spawning infinitely somehow. I thought the eggs would just keep spawning stuff. Okay. You're telling me that's it? I really thought that was going to be a lot worse. Okay, there's a guy over there. Is that does he need O2? Does he need rescue? He probably needs rescue. Let's see. We've got 2 dead people and a couple of crawler corpses. I'm thinking recycle for the lot of you. That's one thing I should have done. I forgot to put in corpse storage over here. Body storage. Yes, this one. Excellent. Now, we'll put in a body storage over there just so that we have somewhere to store these so we don't get any contamination from the corpses we bring about. Now, can you be rescued? Okay, we have found one person. We're going to bring them back. We're also going to demolish this place. We might as well take everything we can before we rescue the people. So, give me everything but that corpse. Yeah, take the lot. Demolish the ship, and then we'll take the people last once we've got rid of everything else. We have managed to rescue one person, but we can't control them, which is a problem. They're ill. I assume like a monster is going to burst out of their chest at some point. That would seem like the proper thing to do. So what I've done is I've set up a what do you call it? A refugee area. I assume they're a refugee, so I set up a refugee over here, which is basically the exact same stuff we had as before. It's the same build, same design as our little setup over here. So they've got all the stuff they need. And everything else has been compartmentalized. I like this. This is actually a really good setup. We're also going to put down an advanced medical bed just in case. We already have a... Why is there blood there? Guys, anyone want to tell me why there was blood around that location? That seems bad? No, I gotta... What? It's fine. Over here, time to start rescuing these people. I think we'll wait until morning. Once Matt, Strix, and Tash are at... Well, once the A-team are out of bed. I can't see a way to recruit this Durka guy, Dunka. I can't even see his stats. Like, that's not fair. The only reason I'm doing this is so that we have a potential chance to recruit them. Energy-wise, yeah, I'm much preferring this setup. 6 sleep, 2 downtime. Yeah, and the moment they get their meal into them, yeah, their energy tops up. That's what we want. Perfect. So now they're all maxed out. Once they're finished their morning absolutions, we'll grab a couple of them and go over and start rescuing people. Why, hello there, wall person. Operate. Okay, no, we'll talk to him first. Please help. Sure. Help, kill, or goodbye. We shall help you. Offer help. Take their crew as refugees aboard your own ship. Yeah, refugees can be released back to another ship belonging to their fraction for a reward. Refugees can do logistics tasks. Oh, damn it. Okay, so basically we just get a bunch of logistics drones that we have to feed and oxygenate. Well then, we'll pick you up and we'll check you onto the ship. And then we'll go back and grab the others. Oh, this might take a minute. Right. We have managed to bring all of them across. There's a bunch over here. There's a couple in medical beds. Nancy, whatever. They're fine-ish. I presume they'll be granted. They'll cause their problems later when the aliens burst out of their chests. Hopefully they survive that. Actually, I'm not even sure. You, give us scanner. Yes, this can reveal things. So we can put you there. Yes, now I also want a targeting jammer. And to do that, I think we're going to need a little bit more space. Okay, space created by moving the solar panels. What we want here is a targeting jammer. An electronic countermeasure that confuses all turret targeting systems within its range of effect. So long as the jammer is online, the ship can neither be targeted by hostiles nor target them in return. And this is the whole key core plan behind going with mass fighters. Now, once this goes down, it should be a case of no one can shoot at us. The only thing that can shoot at us then is other fighters. So fighters can attack even through jamming. Nothing else can. Which means so long as we have more fighters, we should be able to win any fight. In theory. In practice, we'll have to see how it goes. But this is one of the reasons we've avoided making turrets. Turrets are great and all that. Problem with turrets is they can be blocked by jammers. You can't block fighters. Okay, we have good Samaritan the bejesus out of this. We have rescued all the civilians. Now we just gotta hold on to them until we find a civilian ship to dump them on. Let it never be said that we haven't done some good stuff here. We're being true Samaritans of the sort. Let's see if we can't find him, though, really quickly. That is... No, let's not go the long way around. Let's find something closer by. Any of you guys got anything? Oh, I would love to stop to harvest some of that, but we don't really desperately need it. So let's just keep going and find more ships. Okay, derelict. You are also a derelict, and there is literally no civilians here. You have a military alliance ship over here. And let's see if they want these guys. Hi, we have civilians. Would you like to take them off our hands? Yeah, I can't see a way to actually dump the civilians on them. What are you, though? Purchase a service? You guys have services. Medical services. These guys are sick. I don't know what kind. Okay, Grim, Joshua, and... Did you chest burst on their ship? What's wrong with you guys? Aliens haunt my dreams in pain. Unfortunately, there's nothing... We traded a bunch of junk with them just to get... we cleaned out all their money, took some of their food. As far as I can tell, those people that are sick, they're just minorly sick, so I'm not even going to bother sending them over. We'll have to just see what happens. I I know that they're going to chest burst on me. I just... Oh, what are you? Android Collective? In that case, let's just stay here. I think the Android Collective are on their way. We like the Android Collective. They're usually good for trading. How long until you arrive? 7 hours? We could wait 7 hours. Welcome! Now, let's see what you've got to trade. Normally these guys have chemicals and things. Oh, damn it! We'll still buy a bunch of your junk. Actually, the only thing we want from you is 10 Energium. Might as well. That'll bring us up to 50. We have 80 ice. Yeah, I think we're golden on a lot of fronts here. Some of the crew members were not showing up over here, so it turns out what I had to do is somehow I dragged them off the ship without making them refugees. So when I dragged them over here, they were just hanging around and weren't really able to and not able to use the facilities. So I just talked to them and said, hey, would you like to be refugees? They said, sure, and now they're actually holed up here and can use the facilities, which is good because they're starving and they have a bunch of wounds we should probably take care of. So what's happening was they'd collapse, and then when we collapsed, we'd chuck them onto a bed, give them an IV drip, and then they'd be happy enough with that, and then they'd go back to not getting anything until they collapsed again from starvation, at which point we put them back in a hospital bed and give them an IV drip. Yeah, that was not my smartest play, but now, finally, they're actually working out as intended, and we're just about to finish up our trade and get out of here. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see if we can't find some civilian places pretty soon. Cult of New Haven. In a nebula? Oh, I don't want to go to a nebula. Nebulas are the worst. Let's check out the android. What's this? Mining station? Oh, jackpot. 11 raw chemicals. That's one of those things that you just got to keep on top of. How much raw chemicals are we down to? We've only got 3 of that stuff left. So this is gold. We need to keep an eye out for mining colonies in the future. Oh, there's some rogue bots around here. Oh, high thermal regulation. No, that's fine. That's fine. Where's the bots? Everyone want to scramble? Get to the fighters. Okay, we've got scramble the away teams, or the ready teams. Yep, we got some bots over here. Kill them all. Done and done. Any available missions for us? Nope. What the? Easy peasy. Incoming solar flare. Well, that's not great. And rogue bots detected still. What? Do they keep spawning? I think we might have to go over there and kill that. Oh, God. Yeah, they spawn over here, too. Oh. Interesting. Right. We need to get a team together quick. And we also got to worry about solar flares causing us problems. Okay. I think so long as we keep the fighters indoors, then they don't go after the bots. So maybe finish up our trading, keep our fighters indoors. Then once we've got our trading finished, suppose we take them one at a time. How fast are these things regenerating? They don't seem to regenerate indefinitely, so we might actually be able to wipe out the bots. And we've still got that solar thing to worry about. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, there is solar flare. That will charge up ETA 5 hours. We really want to be here when that hits. You know what, I think we're going to have to. We finish our trading, then what we do is we go bust one of these. I would like to see what they've got inside. In fact, you know what? Let's let the fighters loose again. You guys can go kill some stuff. Because that one doesn't seem to be regenerating. There would appear to be a limit on how much they can spawn, which it makes sense. Otherwise, we'd just be able to farm them indefinitely. Damn you, solar flare! You're making vents. Lock them all. Lock all the vents down. That should hopefully stop plants from dying. Not all of them, but some of them. Urgh. That stings a little, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. You know what? Let's just open up all the vents again. Fine, we need the smoke machines to actually, or there's certain things that pull the smoke out of the air. They need to get deployed. Where the hell are... Okay, everyone's launching in the fighters. We've got a bunch of bots that are still out there that need to be destroyed. We got a second wave of bots that came inbound. Yeah, road bots are present in sector. Ooh. Yeah, this is like a lot of rogue bots. Guys, do your best. I know you're outnumbered. Oh, well, you were. Now you got them. Hopefully this is the last of them. Oh, thank God. Okay, so that's the last of the rogue bots. And I think we're fine. Okay. There was some damage done. A lot of smoke ended up about the place. This was a little bit messy. It wasn't perfect. And hopefully now that these guys are here, maybe they'll give us a mission to go clear one of those derelicts and give us some resources for it. What the hell? More rogue bots? What? How? Where are they coming from? Oh, there we... Yeah. So they spawned from those ships. This makes me actually want to have turrets. And again, I could just sort of let them kill the androids, which would be kind of hilarious. Our point defense is doing a pretty good job of it. Okay, more rogue bots detected. Just the one. You know what? No, we're going to grab a team and we're going to go across and we're going to stop those rogue bots before they become any more of an issue. Tash, I am going to need you to return home immediately. I would love to answer your call, but we're in the middle of something right now. Can't you see? All right, go, 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 go. We got to clear this quick. Guys, stop hitting the wall. There we go. Better. What the hell is he? Chunky is what he is. Holy Christ, he ate a bunch of shots. Shoot him. Done. Okay, go, 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 go. Whoop. Shoot him. Oh, wow, there's a lot of them. One down. Yeah, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. There's a lot more bots in these areas. What's that? Hey, I said answer that, guys. Someone want to man the operations console? New mission available. ACB. Give me a mission. Salvage derelict. Okay, what are you willing to give us? Nothing we care about. Kill all monsters and enemies on derelict. Yeah. We've got 3 days and they want salvage all the following scrap. Tech and energy? I mean, no, I don't care. There's actually several missions going on. So these guys will offer us this if we clear a derelict. These guys will offer us this if we clear a derelict. These guys will offer us this or this. And this guy will offer us... You know what? I don't care. I don't care about any of these. None of these are worthwhile. Let's just get in here. Okay, I don't think that helped. Okay. Undraft all. You guys need to get back aboard that ship. You got one more derelict to clear before we're done here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, would you please exit the vehicle in a calm and orderly fashion? Yep, shoot him. That guy, right there. Okay, good shot. Oop, there comes another one. Dear God. Guys are savages. Let's see what else they've got cooking. Come on. Keeping an eye out for one of those stompy robots. You got any whoop, yep, they got stompy robots. Nope. Oh, God. Guys, I'm going to need you to back off. In fact, I think I need a split. You guys go there. You guys go there. Perfect. Ooh, nice. Pretty sure people have taken some damage. But I think we just have one bot left to go. That was a mess. I should have been more careful. I should have been more tactical. I should have been slower. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Huh. They want 3 steel plates. Yes, sure. You can have the steel plates. Really, your timing is incredibly awkwardly bad. Done. Oh. New military edition available. ACS Thundercloud. Wait, they're still willing to pay us? Even though it might actually be worth it. You know what? I'll take the Energirium and the energy supplies. I think that's probably the best bet of all of these. I mean, we can pretty much make everything else that they've got on offer. Sir, we shall accept your deal. Thank you. Yeah, then all the other deals simply vanish. It's fine. We've got it done. That means we're finished with this, right? Yep. One of the things we managed to get our hands on is a bunch of Roguebot Sentry Drone rubble. And those things are actually quite useful for us. So Roguebot Sentry Drone rubble breaks down into half an electronic component, half plastic, and half a steel plate, meaning two of them give us one of each of those. That's rather nice. We would appear to have those things unlocked. I have also changed the settings here. We're not going to recycle any chimp bots. We need those. Rogue attack. Yeah, we can recycle those. Yeah, like we can recycle those. We want the android corpse and we want the walker bot, namely because, well, we need the android corpse for that and nanotech augmentation. Both of those required android corpses. The chimp robot we need for this tech, and then that's it. Then we'll have knocked out all of the things we require for except for enslavement facilities. But I don't really want to get into slavery on this. I would prefer to just, rescue people and drop them off. We're being nice. We're playing like a pretty good run here, I thought. We're not being evil. Okay. All in all, I think we're pretty good. We've managed to clear out both the wreck, get ourselves a bunch of resources. We got 49 energium. We got 91 ice. And we got 11 raw chemicals. The thing we're lowest on is always raw chemicals. Means we should probably get our hands on more of the ore. We want to get our hands on the base metal stuff. So the base resources that you get out of this, in the ore processor, you feed it in basic ore and you get out 0.05 raw chemicals. It's not great. So 20 raw ore will eventually spit out 1 chemical. And it's slow. It's real slow. Now, we can also get energy stuff out of them, but we can buy as enough energium as we want. I mean, this place has how much left? 18. So, you know what? Like, for example, we'll just buy 10 there, or, yeah, we'll buy 10 of that now. We have 70 grand. We can afford to do this. In fact, we can clean them out a second time. Let's just take all the energium. There. From now on, we're just going to collect nothing but the basic ores, and we're going to use that to try and get our hands on chemicals, because... Oh, and any plastic. Find anyone with plastic or raw chemicals, buy them up, because those are what generate our money spinners, and they're also what allows us to fertilize our crops. Ooh, actually, the Cult of New Haven are showing up. This is good. We need new recruits. We've actually got to get rid of these civilians soon. But just looking at it, but the closest civilians I can find is not even here. It's all the way back here. So we could return to that area, or we could keep pushing forward, hoping to find more civilians. I think I'd prefer to keep pushing forward rather than going backwards. So, looks like we're going to have to take on some new recruits, which means we should probably install a little bit more O2 production. All right, here they come. Where are you stopping? How many guns have you got? They definitely do have guns. Now, the question is, do our shields hold up? Not our shields, our jammer. Right now, I told these 4 to go take lunch. And, yep, their guns appear to be doing nothing. Well, in that case, how about we launch a little bit of a fighter raid? Okay, everybody needs to launch. Come on. Why? Why? We got 3 of you launched at least, so let's go start ticking out these things. I think it's there? Go for it. Now, where's the 4th? Whoa. Oh, they just launched 2 ships. That's, everyone go back and dock. Yeah, everyone goes back to dock. And, in fact, we're going to clear any attack orders. Back on the ship. We're going to want to get all of you in here. Every single last one of you. We could try shooting down their dropships. I just don't think it's worth the effort. They'll just hop out of the ships and crawl in. Now, where are you landing? Can't dock there. You have to dock over here. What the... Are you attacking these guys? Well, they're not shooting at you. You're trading? I think they're actually trading. Okay, now I just feel stupid. Okay, in that case, rest of you undraft. Oh, wait. They are shooting. Okay, one of the ships has already started heading home. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Yeah, open wound, terrified. Okay. How about we go over here and start chewing into their ship? 3 fighters versus 2-point defense. Oh, they do have shields. Shields don't seem to protect the turrets, though. Come on, kill it. Excellent, one down. This is one of the joys of fighters. They'll usually spread out their damage across all of yours, but so long as you're focus firing, you should be able to kick the snot out of them. And please kill it. And no, you need to go home. Yeah, you need to go back to base. Can we get you to go home? Oh, okay, finally. That means their turret is dead. We can send everyone home. Go. Sinatra, we're going to get a dropship out to collect you. We should be able to send one out, right? Okay, you need to go over here. Okay, ship goes there. Sinatra, can you get aboard? Oh, yeah, get in, get in. Oh, and now go home. Okay. Okay, that worked. That worked. Now we can go back and shred their ship a little bit more. We'll have to repair up our fighters, but I think that worked quite well. I think they may have trashed this place, though. Yeah. Wait, Android Collective. Oh, who is that guy? Sean? Damn it, I can't tell. I presume Sean's with the pirates, though. You guys are probably not tradable with right now. Okay, so these guys want us to give medical assistance to them. That seems fine. I mean, do we want the cash or do we want... Actually, I'll just take the cash. Shia Comet Gazer. So basically, we send over someone to collect them. We shall accept. Oh. Those guys are now gonna... Oh, are you kidding me? They're gonna try and raid them, and they're gonna try... The pirates are trying to raid... The Cult of New Haven are trying to raid this ship. This ship is trying to raid them. Oh, that's just classic. So, hey guys, do you want to send over your people, or... Oh, I think they might be deciding it's time to attack us. This actually works out great for us. I could be wrong, but I think Sargothas might not be in mint condition right now. Matt? Give me a look that direction if you don't mind. Okay, let's see. Route 4. Switched weapon. You 3. Give me a look-see this direction. You 2, get in there. Switch to that. Give me a crouch. In fact, you can all give me a crouch. We're going to try and stun as many as we possibly can. Lots of stun weaponry. Come on, guys, hit him. That? Perfect. How many of them left alive? So, 2 or 3? You know what? Who cares? Now what we can do is you can unlock the doors. Locked these beforehand to prevent them drifting off into the side areas. So long as you lock these, it seems, before the combat kicks off, you're good. Now all of you guys can be undrafted. Want to draft you up? No. Want to make sure you switch back to your more powerful weapons, just so I don't forget at a later stage. Dear God. Time to go over here and capture some people. Okay. We're on our way over. We're docking. Now, let's see what they've got going on here. We're pretty heavily armored. And they don't seem to have oxygen pressure. Let's switch to stun pistols. We're going to try and capture as many as we can. We shouldn't have many left. We've already cleared out a bunch of them. And they've been attacking a bunch of places, so they're not going to be too healthy. Let's go in here and have a quick look. But yeah, plan is go in, stun everyone. We're pretty tough. We've got the best armor on. Oh, nice area. They've got those fancy, damn it, pods that allow you to sleep through the hypersleep pods. We need to get our hands on those. Yeah, there's one. One down. Perfect. That's a new recruit. Guys, he's down. Stop shooting. Hey, I admire that hustle. But he is super down, right? He's down. He's surrendered. He's waving the white flag. I think he's peed himself. Just let him. Like he's. You two get forward. Okay, another one bites the dust. One thing I would like to do, in our inventory we should have combat stims. How do we use these? Use this item on yourself. Okay, once we jab this into us, the orange bar should go up. Hey, beer god. Do us a favor, buddy. Okay, beer god's good. Strix, use it on yourself. Matt, use it on yourself. Okay, good. Now, we did that because stun guns they decrease your energy. So what you really want to do is basically zap someone. Guys, what are you doing? Fair enough. They're like really determined to make sure he doesn't get back up again. Whoa. Did the other guy get back up? It's Nicole. Get around the corner. Nicole's going to come after us. Okay, she has surrendered. Excellent. Okay, so you have to keep shooting them until they get a white flag? Got it. And let's talk to her. Can we talk to her? There seems to be an actual talk flag above her. We give up. Please accept a ceasefire. They're offering the following. Money, optronic components to Hyperium, hyperfuel, artificial meat, nuts and seeds, and painkillers. No. Take them all prisoner. Welcome to the teams, buddy. Why can't we capture this ship? We've explored it all. Let me claim it. Okay, we're having some sort of issue here where it's just not allowing us to claim the ship. I have no idea why. I think I might have to do a quick save reload. Took some fiddling, but I think I finally figured it out. It's the goddamn Roombas. These things are classified as living creatures. So until you kill them, the ship... Right then. The ship is now ours. Claim the lot. Take it all. Except for the... I need to stop taking all those medicines things. They're actually clogging up our inventory. But everything else, yep. We're going to scrap the entire ship. Let's go. Looking around at our new potential recruits, we've got Rhino here, who's got a piloting of 2 and weapons go above 5. That's all we care about, to be honest. Oh, you're peace-loving? Okay, it makes them a little more likely to surrender, but if they're the cockpit, they don't care, and if they're defending our ship, we also don't care. We just won't send them on any away missions. Sargotas, whatever, they're smart, they can have a weapon skill above 5, and they can also pilot a fighter, so welcome to the team. Then we've got Sunseal, whatever. Weapons can go above 5, can pilot a ship. They also got Confident, so yeah, we'll take you too. We've also got Jennifer over here. No, actually, not Jennifer. Nicole. Nicole over here has weapons that go above 5, piloting that allows her to fly a ship. Iron Stomach, we don't care about. However, that does leave, Jennifer, weapons of 1. Sean only has weapons of 4. And Alfred only has weapons of 4. Now, we could get them a little thing that pops them above the 4 to 5. There's a little augmentation you can get to increase their skills by 1. But, I mean, we can always just find new recruits is sort of the thing. So we don't really care that much. You can go, and you can go. And I think that's still a lot of them. Yeah, the rest we'll keep. And done. Right, we've got a bunch of prisoners that we're going to recruit, so we can have 4 squads instead of, well, 2, or sorry, 3 squads instead of 2. At the same time, we've got 66 Energium, which is providing all of our energy needs quite handily. We've got 84 Ice, which covers all of our water needs for crops and oxygen. And then we've got the 8 Raw Chemicals, which are still low on. That Raw Chemicals is really required for the fertilizer, so we can keep up on the food front. But by and large, barring the Raw Chemicals, we're doing pretty good. Oh, we are also composting any bodies that come along, human parts, all that kind of stuff. We've got that set up to compost them, and we are getting as much raw chemicals that way as we can. We're also composting any biomatter we find around the place, and aliens, that kind of thing. Then we're just going to strip mine this and get headed on our way, though I think we might be at a time. 50 minutes? How? How does the time fly by so fast in this game? It's ridiculous. But we've definitely got some solid progress this time around. We have to chuck on an extra engine. We've got a whole bunch of potential new recruits. These guys got to go. They're just sucking down oxygen and food. They definitely need to be gone. We can't control their schedules at all, so they're going to randomly run. Like, that's their schedule there. So they're going to be eating food left, right, and center. And we can't do anything to recruit them. Nothing. We just need to find some civilians as quickly as possible and offload them. Actually, suppose we could sell them to slavers. No, we're not. We're not. No. Don't even think about it. We're not selling them to slavers. We're going to send them back to their own people, or we're going to chuck them at an airlock. We're not going the evil route. As for the food, I think bizarrely enough it's working. I still don't understand why the food system in this game is so weird. But it turns out 1 meal a day. Yeah, it's the easiest way, it seems. And it's not even a massive meal. It's only giving them 76 calories per day. And they're like, yeah, that's grand. They're a little bit unhappy near the end of the day, but we don't care about that. Last 2 hours of your day, who cares? Everyone's like that. Anyway, next up, we're going to try and dump all of these wastes of space. I'm trying to think of something politer here, but they're absolutely useless to us. They're only good for hauling. They can't do anything else, and we can't recruit them. So, yeah, you guys all got to go. We're going to find a civilian colony around here somewhere. We'll scout through here. If we can't find it, we'll have to move on to this section. Then once we get rid of them, I'm thinking next up we need to put in hypersleep chambers so that when we pass between sectors, people don't get hyperspace sickness or whatever the hell it is. That will allow us to jump around a lot more. I've also stuck on one of these cargo ports. Don't think we need it. Also, how have these guys not had any chest bursters happen? Like, none of them had any. I was expecting massive problems from those, like chest bursters coming out, killing us all, or they're supposed to give off, like someone was mentioning in the comments, they're supposed to give off toxic gas clouds. Maybe we healed them, or maybe it's just we did it arseways. Maybe it bugged out. Yeah, who knows? No, and once we get these new 4 people in, I think an extra 4 fighter bays are going to be in order. Hells yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.